Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU and I'm sorry in advance it is going to be a rather quiet videocast because it is very late right now and I cannot afford to be too loud. I hope that you understand and I believe that you do in fact. However, I also need to record this videocast because I need to upload it very quickly. So let us do just that. And that's about it. Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU and I need to warn and apologize in advance because this is going to be a little bit of a quiet videocast. It is rather late right now and I cannot afford to be too loud. I hope you understand and I'm sorry for it. Anyway, off camera I did end my turn. And I was actually in the positive gold-wise, believe me or not. Now I'm losing stuff because I actually just finished making an opera house, which you can now see proudly standing in my city somewhere around there that I don't care about. So yeah, opera house is ready, but before I do anything important that I actually need to take care of, like for example making this walker do something important, which I'm not too sure what it would be. Maybe like improve this hill into a mine, because I don't care about this forest over here. Well, I do need to mention something, and that is the fact that somebody pointed out Inca are now the most powerful civilization score-wise in the game, which is not only mildly, not expected, in fact not expected at all, but it is also something that makes me wonder, because on one hand I really like Cusco. I mean, actually it's not Cusco that is leading the Inca right now, it's Pachacuti. I don't know how to pronounce this name, I'm sorry. My Incan is very bad, I know. Either way, this guy, he looks like he's a warmonger, just like me, so we should be friends and all. But the problem with warmongers, they do not like each other just because they are both warmongers. Usually they just kind of want to kill each other. Now, so far the Incan have been fairly nice to me. They wanted to go into war against Brazil. And they even asked me to join them, and I couldn't at the time, but I was very happily surprised that they offered me such a proposal, especially since they're much closer to me than Brazil. So it was kind of worrying, but they still kind of like me more than they like Brazil, which is surprising but also makes me rather happy. Now the problem is, if they choose to attack me, I might be in a bit of a problem, because I'm not really terribly afraid of Polynesia. You've just seen what Polynesians can do. Sure, they are ahead of me in most of the things, but by the time they get here from over there, their fleet is, or armies and whatnot, are just going to be so outdated. I'll have no problems wiping them out. No matter what happens, even if I'm behind tech, and it is not going to happen for too long if we go into demographics. I should be 4th in literacy, but I'm very close to Polynesia, very close. So as you can see, by the time that anything that Polynesia sends my way gets here, I will have no problems wiping it out. I just cannot see it being any other way, unless it's a ginormous fleet composed of many armies embarked on ships that are just occupying an entire screen wall of space, but I don't believe this is going to happen. So I'm not terribly worried about them. Inca, on the other hand, they are very close. They can swim to me at a very fast pace and just take saliva glands in like 110, no problem. And then probably take Pashto as well. I don't worry about Sabera Shipa, it's very well defended, but that's about it. Anyway, let us actually do something smart and see why the Inca have such a high score. So let's have a quick look at that. They've got a ton of score from population, also quite a bit of score from cities, a bit from religion and whatnot. And that's about it. Now, the score doesn't really reflect on somebody's military strength, but what you can do is just have a quick look at the score, compare it to somebody else's score, and think, alright, we do not see any military in score, but judging from what they have in other areas, we can more or less guess or estimate how much of a military somebody has. So this guy has this kind of score for those kind of reasons. Now let's have a quick look at Polynesia. That's 320 from population, so that's way less than what the Inca have. And that alone makes me believe that since Inca have such a ginormous population that gives it so much score, I just realized I'm talking to another BS. Because they have such a high population, this also means that they'll probably also have a very powerful military. So everything I said in the last couple of minutes is actually total and other BS. So disregard it. Wow. Good start to the videocast, isn't it? Anyway, let's have a look at somebody who can tell me a bit more. So Polynesian apparently threatened our very existence. I beg to differ for the reasons I explained. And everybody can wipe me off the planet, including Austrians and Brazilians, which is slightly surprising. but still I believe I can wipe out Brazilians myself without too much of an issue. Anyway, is there anything I should do? Well, this watcher is going to stay in Severship. I defended like a boss, mostly because I cannot be bothered to actually move it to where it needs to be. So there is that. You just stay on alert and do nothing for the next 10. We are now losing gold, but it's not a very big loss per 10, so I can do that. Also, with all this faith, what I can do, and I forgot to do it, is I can actually purchase a building in Saliva Glands. A religious building, because it is converted already. Might as well get some benefits from it, and by creating I believe I can make a cathedral? I think so, yeah. I will be able to get a little bit more culture tourism, which is nice. Not tourism, I mean faith, which I don't care about, but culture I do care about. So, anyway, economy is here, which is nice, but I care about industrialization more. 7 turns, and that happens, that's okay though. Let's go ahead and purchase, what is it? It's Cathedral, I was right, and Pagoda! Oh wow, that's a nice combo. But out of the two, I like Pagodas way more, because the power of Cathedral is that it actually allows you to store works of art or artifacts, which is actually a very big deal, because mid-game you almost always run into a problem of not being able to store your works of art. You just have too many works of art, too many artists, and not enough places to put them. Cathedrals fix that perfectly. And if you want to go for archaeology, they also are very useful, because there aren't too many places for you to hold artifacts either. So that's why you would possibly want to go for cathedrals. But pagodas, well, somebody that doesn't care about this kind of works of art, are way better. So I'm gonna go for pagodas, obviously, which gives me more happiness, which is good, and more culture, which is good. Also more faith, which I don't care about. Now meanwhile, we've got some sort of great musician, so let's listen to his work and judge if it's good or not. Oh, it's that. Not a big fan, personally, but hey, each to their own. People have different personal preferences, which is good, because that's how we are supposed to work. Now, the annoying thing is, I made a cargo ship, but this guy is going to be able to just take it out and be like, lol, Wood, you let your cargo ship die. Well, why did you do that? So yeah, that's a problem, and what the... Are they invading me? Oh no, that's the Incan. Never mind, I thought it's Polynesia for a second. So anyway, what I could do is just go ahead for a peace treaty with Polynesians, just to make sure that my cargo ships are safe and secure, which is something I might actually do. So let's have a quick chat with the Polynesians, because I need to be able to trade safely. You know what? No, I don't like this guy. F that, I don't care about anything. First of all, judging by his attitude, I'm fairly certain he wouldn't want a peace treaty anyway. Secondly, I don't like his attitude, I just want him to... I just want him to... I don't know, suffer? Suffering is good. I don't like it if you have it. Anyway, I can make a garden in Saliva Glands, which is a fairly good thing. Granary would be mildly useless, because there isn't much... it'll just basically be +2 food, but it has so few... such a small population, Saliva Glands I mean, I might as well make a granary, because it's still some kind of a boost. And after the granary, well, monument is something, it's 2 catcher, so it's always good. And the garden is actually gonna go first before the monument. The reason why I like garden so much is because plus 25% great people generation, which is actually quite a something. I mean, right now it's barely making a great mention, but having a garden in all of your cities, in my eyes, is a very big deal, because all of a sudden you can have so much more great people than anybody else on the map, which is great. Now I have a choice. I can either make a lumber mill for X1 production, or I can just chop down the forest, get rid of my food, but give myself a ton of production. And you have to keep in mind, once I discover where is dynamite, I believe, or chemistry, it is chemistry, so not that far away, I'll have even more production from this tile. Whereas if I just go for sawmill, yeah, I think it's sawmill, then I don't. There is some kind of tech that improves with sawmills, from what I remember, but I cannot remember where it is. I cannot find it right now. It was somewhere. I either have it already, or it's very hard to acquire. It was, I think it was fairly old actually. Like here, no. I don't remember. There is a tech that improves with sawmills. But either way, I think I'm gonna enjoy having a mine way more than having a sawmill. So let's do just that. It is also going to give me a short, small term, very tiny and insignificant boost to industry in pasture, which is actually fairly good. Now, after I'm done with Harbor, I actually do want to go for Porcelain Tower with my last great scientist killed in a very horrible and horrific way. I do want another one because I do want to start generating more science. It is very important that I do so. Meanwhile, I actually cannot, that was something I never tried. I was going to test if you can actually make a trading post on top of bananas. You apparently cannot, you can only improve the bananas, which is something I definitely don't want to do. So instead let us go over to this tower and improve it with a trading post. Oh well, it was worth a try, I never did try it, so, you know, you live and learn. Anyway, Cyber Shipper. Yeah, it's nice that you have this armor and all those masculine queued up, and also look at my gold is amazing. Don't know how I got so much gold, but I did apparently. But anyway, masculine, as I said, amazing armor, also going to be useful, but right now, I do need to take care of something very important, and that is... a harbor, I guess, would be decent. Fairly decent. But what I need more is, first of all, a turtle ship to defend my trade routes from all those pesky annoying tiny little insignificant ships that the enemy has. So I'm gonna go for that. And I also need an observatory because it's plus 50% science, which for this city, as you can see, would be a lot of science. 75 science is actually 76 to be more precise. And a half would be way more than having plus 0 science. So yeah, let's do just that. Either way, I'm gonna go for turtle ship first, just because I need to be able to protect my sea trade routes. It's very, very important that I do so. Meanwhile, in some of my other cities, I could actually make a workboat, and I would like to do so. And I think that Pasture, Salavagrants may not be the worst place for it. It's still going to take one turn anyway. So let's make a workboat and let's send it to the whales right now. Not whales as in country whales, I mean whales as in whales, the big thingies that swim in the ocean. That are also kind of adorable, but also kind of scary if you're near them. Apparently you're not supposed to be afraid of those guys, and I believe that. I believe that they don't mean humans any harm, but still, if you're around by one of those, or if one just accidentally blinks over you, then you're dead, because they have very big eyes. Do they blink? Do whales blink? I have actually no idea. I assume they do. I have never seen a whale though. I mean, when I say whale, I mean a sperm whale. I have seen a dolphin. I actually even touched a dolphin and swam next to a dolphin, which was kind of awesome. The skin was not entirely what I expected of a dolphin's skin to be like, but it was fun, cute, adorable. Anyway, let's have a quick look. Walkboat is ready, so let's start moving in this particular direction right about now. As for you, dear Masculine Shepherds, I think you will need to witness the destruction of Brazil. I haven't moved you before, I don't know why, maybe I didn't think about it, which is probably what exactly what happened, but let's start moving you anyway. This looks intimidating. Apparently the Incan already have this kind of... how are they called? Steam ships, right. I mean steam power ships, so yeah, there's that. Anything else I need to do? Not much. I mean, this cargo ship keeps asking my attention, but I cannot do anything with it just yet. So let's just make it sleep for the time being. Not too much is happening in this episode, I'm aware, but I cannot enter the sea towns as of yet. I don't have any sea coverage, and even if I did, I don't have enough army to actually threaten Brazil in any way. Sure, I've got a bunch of masculine and some white chests and whatnot, but Rio de Janeiro has 50 defense. 50 defense. And apparently Brazil also has a larger army than I do, so even if I have the technological advantage, I'm nowhere near ready to actually invade them, which is something I really want to do. What I could, however, do is just attack them, not really attack Rio de Janeiro, just ban all the stuff so that they have less gain. And I'll do that at some point, but still I'm not ready for that, because if I do what I just described, I'll also suffer a huge diplomacy penalty for every nation ever, because I will be considered an even bigger warmonger. Keep in mind, some nations do not consider me a warmonger just because they haven't met me when I was conquering a city-state, right? Now everybody knows me, so if I declare war on anything, everybody would be like, ooh, how dare you, evil person, blah, 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 blah. So it would be very, very unfortunate for me. So, because of that, I would much rather not declare war until I am perfectly fine declaring it. So anyway, Monaco declared war on me, that's not very nice. Louvre has been completed, that's all fine, I don't care about the Louvre anyway. Seriously, people, stop making people declare war on me. Anyway. Oh yeah. Inca like me, that's very nice. I mean, at least, oh yeah, they denounced the same leaders, that's nice. Well, nothing, no wonder, because they already said that they want to kill Brazil, so it's all good and dandy. I do hope that Inca are going to be my friends. I do need a legitimate ally. I was hoping to make Austria my ally, because I don't fear them and they could still be kinda useful. But I feel that since Inca are warmongers, they might not hate warmongers as much, so they might They like me more even when I do try and conquer other people. And anyway, embargo Brazil and ban luxury instance is about to go through. So there is that. I have a feeling that embargo will not go through and ban will go through, unfortunately, because of how the votes are split up. But I'll try to see what I can do. Polynesia replaced England as ally of Monaco, very annoying. As long as they don't replace anybody as ally of Sofia, then that's actually good. And I'm kind of getting worried that this might be the case. And 23 to replace England as ally of Sofia. And I need to do that, because if I am ally of Sofia, then there's no way Polynesia can actually not be at war with Sofia, as long as I'm at war with Polynesia. So I need to be friends with Sofia, but they are not giving me any quests whatsoever, and I cannot give them a gift that will convince them to actually be friends with me. I'll need to give them 500 gold for that. That's a lot of gold, in case you're wondering. I don't exactly have that, in case you're wondering again, which you can clearly see right there. So that's a little bit of a problem, which I'll try to resolve at some point, but right now I just don't have the capability to do so. Anyway, what I did want to do is, I don't remember exactly, but there was some kind of sinister plan that I had in my mind. I'll end the 10 just because there's no reason not to do it. I'm not in a hurry or rush or anything, but there was something important. And Ur declared war on me. Fair enough, I don't even know where Ur is on this map, but whatever, right? If Ur decides to declare war on me, then that's Ragusa also, wow. Why? I guess Ragusa joined Polynesia and whatnot. Fine, again, people that I do not care about at all, but it's a problem because this means that on World Congress Polynesia has more and more votes. They are about to overcome England, which is not something I'm exactly rooting for to happen. And in fact, none of our friendlies, by which I mean Austria and Inca, have any more votes than I do, which is the minimum amount of votes. We're just gaining the minimum votes for membership, which is bad. I could send some diplomats to fix it, to actually try to coordinate our votes. I'd much rather protect Serbia Shipa, because even though I do have a spy off there, people are still seeing my tech, which is not something I'm exactly fond of, if you know what I mean. Anyway, hi there, I've got a target for my watches, very nice. They were all sitting lonely over here on this peninsula, and now they actually have a target to hit, which makes them ecstatic, as you might imagine. Still, before invading Brazil, I'll probably need to change them into cannons. Or actually, I'll most likely just wait until I have artillery and then I'll invade Brazil, because with artillery, Rio will fall. Brazil does not have the forces or the tech to destroy artillery, or even to counter it, if I provide enough protection for artillery, which I can do. What I can do is just set up artillery 3 tiles away from the city, and then a line of fortresses that I already have 4 tiles away from the city. So if anybody comes close to artillery, I can just destroy them with fortress while using artillery to destroy Rio de Janeiro. And I only need like 2 artillery units to slowly but surely destroy Rio de Janeiro. You don't need more, because the enemy cannot retaliate at all. So that's the beauty about the artillery. I may need some kind of scouts to actually have vision over Rio de Janeiro, that's true. But seriously, I'm more than fine just sacrificing a few scouts. Anyway, title ship is ready. And, well, I could make it a coastal rider, but this would be completely and entirely useless because there are no coastal cities almost anywhere. So boarding party it is. I think I am going to give it extra movement just because it has some problems with that and because of how easy it is to kite. Yeah, more movement is going to be useful. So let's have it move over here-ish, and yep, there's already a trireme over there. Annoying, because triremes are not supposed to swim on the ocean tiles, but those ones don't care about rules because they are Polynesian, so they do whatever they want. Anyway, now with some basic minimum production, I can set this cargo ship back to pasture and start transferring production, or I could just make it stay in pasture and then send food to Severa Shipa, which is something that I'm more inclined to do right now. So change home city, go to pasture, yes. I need food in Severa Shipa because as you can see, growing takes forever for me. I'm on gold focus, I see. Now it's slightly better, it's only 15 turns until I grow, but I'm losing 12 gold per turn, which is kind of bad, but at the same time I do need to grow instead of like never ever grow. And for the time being I'm fine losing gold as long as I do not go below 0, if you know what I mean. If I go below 0 then I'm still losing tech, which is not something I even want to think about happening. So let's not do that. But for the time being it's fine if I just let my treasury run dry and then all of a sudden increase my gold output so that it isn't dry. It is usually better to just have some kind of safety gold backup storage, that's true, but in the current scheme of things I think it's more important to just have a little bit of extra food. Just so that I'm not too far behind in terms of population, which I already am miles behind everybody else, but that's yet another reason why I don't want to stay behind even further. Anyway, about to enter industrialization, and as such I'll also enter industrial era, which will be nice. So let's end the 10 and end at this very era, which will mark the new beginning for the Korean Empire, hopefully. I still need to make 3 factories, and that is hoping that I'll find any coal. So I guess I'll end the video guys right here, so I can upload it quickly. It was PANCZASU, also known as the Mighty Mixpower. If you somehow managed to enjoy my video, then you know what to do. Please leave a comment, please leave a like, all of those help me. A bunch of stuff happened. Yeah, we know.
We admit of no government by divine right. The only legitimate right to govern is an express grant of power from the governed.
I see, mildly confusing, but fair enough. Makes some kind of a sense, I guess, maybe, sorta. Anyway, before I do end this video, guys, I might as well do some basic stuff like send my spy. Where do I want to send my spy to? Well, I think it's kind of obvious that I don't really care about the tech since I'm not that far behind from anybody, but I do care about making Sofia my ally now and ever, and now and forever before somebody steals them from me. So I'll send my spy over there. That will reduce everybody else's influence and increase my influence as well. So this is exactly what I need. Tech-wise, as I said, I'll most likely go... Oh, there's lumber mill production yield. Okay, so it is actually improved by 1 and it doesn't take long. So maybe I should have gone for a lumber mill. Whatever, it's too late now. Either way, I will go for scientific fury just to increase my science production and then just rush dynamite. And actually, now that I think about it, I'm not going to make more Hwachias. I will not upgrade the Hwachias I already have, however, just to, you know, provide protection for my artillery, as I said. So let's start from with chemistry and fertilizer, because those are better attacks empire-wise, and then go for dynamite. I would like to get Brandenburg Gate, but I have a feeling I will not be able to get it anyway, because Polynesia will probably rush it or something, and it's kind of annoying. So, yeah, Great General would be very useful, but I don't have any illusions of being able to acquire that. Anything else I need to do this then? Yeah, let's, before we end, have a quick look to see if there is any coal anywhere. So, resources, strategy, resources, and strategic resources are highlighted in blue. And for what I can see, there is no coal anywhere to be found. Magnificent and splendid, isn't it? Is there any coal anywhere, actually? Well, yeah, Brazil of course has coal, that's just effing fair, isn't it? Kinda loud. Inca have coal? Yeah, of course. Right next to them. I cannot see if anybody else has coal, but knowing my luck and knowing AI, they probably have access to coal. But there's no coal anywhere on my island. Ever. Anywhere. At all. No way I'm gonna get it. So I do need to get rid of her to even think about getting my own, how's it called? Ideology. Which is really effing annoying, I might add. Really annoying. Because now it looks like I will not be able to actually be the first guy to found it, because somebody will beat me to it because of all the coal everybody else has, but not me. I can only assume that England and Polynesia have access to coal. I mean, coal is fairly common, so if I don't have any coal on my island, it's more likely and probable that they have coal on their islands. So yeah, either way, thank you for watching and I'll see you online.